As you may or may not know, Epic Games just laid off 1,000 people, including the guy that made their Fortnite mascot Jonesy and many others, because supposedly Fortnite isn't profitable. I don't know how one of the biggest games in the world is suddenly claiming that. Maybe it's due to how much they pay the community for making maps, since the engagement payout program gives 40% of all item shop proceeds to map creators, with top creators apparently earning hundreds of thousands a month. Or maybe it's just all the lawsuits that Epic's caught up in, but within the layoffs, they're getting rid of 3 official game modes within Fortnite: Rocket Racing, the Festival Battle Stage, and Ballistic, and I've never played any of them. Last time I played Fortnite was a brief moment when Indiana Jones was in the Battle Pass back in Chapter 3, and otherwise I only played during Chapter 1. And it turns out my creator code from all the way back then works too, but today I'm going to be grinding Ballistic all the way from Bronze to at least Elite to see what this tactical shooter version of Fortnite is like, and if it deserved its fate, since there's only a few more days till this mode gets taken offline forever.
Pick your special gadget, man.
Team's kind of stacked. Indiana Jones, Iron Man, Jinx, Sabrina Carpenter.
Bro, I don't know how much of this I'm gonna be able to play.
Come on, it's just a few games, man.
I don't know how much of this I'm gonna be able to play.
Assume we're on defense. Oh, I hear them. They're coming. I saw a shadow. Holy crap.
Can't move while shooting. Oh, he's mollying us. Get out of there, Princess. Oh god.
Oh my god, I was...
Wait, I'm gonna just...
I killed 2 of them. There's another guy right there.
Oh, he's one. Yo, low-key, the meta in this game is the shotgun. I'm not gonna fake it.
Alright. Well,
Broke it.
The auto or the pump?
The pump, bro. I'm about to if they're there, I'm gonna jump over this wall.
Oh my god. Crouch.
Are they there?
No, crouch with your shotgun.
Oh, it's early access, bro. It's early access.
Dude.
It's early access, bro. 2 down?
They're like
30 down?
the whole place.
Okay, I just left this. Oh no. I killed 3. Nah, shotgun was f***ing pumping him, man.
Not mine. Let me get the Striker AR. I'm moving!
Jesus.
Yeah, that's what happened to me, dude.
Good shot, good shot.
Oh my god.
Whoa!
Yeah. Nice shot.
I gotta reload. 1 bullet's all I need? No.
Dude. This is...
Bro, these are all like 4-year-olds too. That's who we're getting shit on right now. Look, they already have a DC, by the way.
Actually, their team, they're winning.
Yeah. Yes. He has the sprint juice and an auto shotty. We got Jinx just absolutely doing nothing. What the fuck? What the fuck?
Crouch in this game.
Bro, what the fuck? What the fuck? I can't play another round of this.
Alright.
Oh my god. Oh, I just saved your life. Oh no, I just on that guy.
Is there a knife?
Were you just behind like all of them?
That guy was just on me and I had to reload. And with the first game down, now the real grind begins. And over the last few days, I've been documenting everything I could find for Ballistic and ranking up in the process with tons of solo queue or matches with friends. We got Twinkie Smasher on our team.
What?
And there's a glaring list of issues which likely led to this mode never truly taking off. Starting with the most blatant, the game is incredibly incomplete despite launching in 2024. There seems to be only 4 maps, which is fine, but half of them are completely gray and untextured, along with the layout is not particularly good either. Some maps are good, but in some maps it's a real race to try to get on site as defense before the attackers do, especially with all the gadgets involved. And the gadgets have a questionable role within Ballistic. On one hand, it keeps the game fresh and interesting since it keeps things was unexpected, and I think without them, Ballistic would turn much more stale, which would be bad for longevity. But at the same time, between the ball that can launch you across the map and over walls and the various other things like a speed boost potion, it makes Ballistic remain a very casual and silly mode, when the core mechanic is a tactical shooter, which is typically the exact opposite, and with Ranked being the only option to play it, it's not necessarily a good mix. And this is especially prevalent within the matchmaking. People lose one round and they've had enough and just leave the game, or even go as far as surrendering. And I'm not saying people should take it incredibly serious, because at the end of the day, it is just Fortnite, and who knows the age of the people that I'm playing here. But in nearly every single game that I played, somebody would leave, and it's incredibly hard to have a full match, and that's likely due to how unserious Ballistic presents itself, because even despite being a ranked mode, the untextured maps and the OP gadgets are not the end of it. As you saw in the first game I played, you can't crouch, because the gun covers the vision, which takes out a whole aspect of tactical shooters and makes everyone's head height the same unless you're sliding or ADS. But at the same time, everyone's head is not created equal, because your skin dictates that, or your general stature, with characters like Goku being significantly taller due to the hair, as well as your back bling also interferes and can clip into your vision as well. Plus, sometimes your gun just disappears, whether that be a model cut in half or suddenly vanishing from you when you're ADS. And all in all, it became incredibly clear that the first person mode was incredibly rushed, or never bothered to be fixed, at least for Ballistic, because there's other FPS game modes where it works perfectly fine, and apparently this didn't used to be an issue. And after only a couple of days, I hit Elite. And funny enough, this is the first time I can actually see my rank in the rank up screen. Every single other time, it would have just shown the calibrating icon. And I think I've seen everything Ballistic has to offer at this point, since I was constantly getting matched with Unreals, even when I was in Gold, and other players that definitely should not have been there. Maybe that's due to a small player base, but at the same time, supposedly there's 3,000 people playing this right now. But GG's to everyone, and Ballistic had a lot of issues which could have likely been fixed with more attention to the mode, but for what it's worth, I've enjoyed my last few days of grinding, and I'm curious if this spells the end of official modes, or at least the more permanent ones, since we have the return of Endgame on the horizon, and there was other game modes like Delulu previously, but those seem to only be available temporarily, which is something a lot of games have been doing recently as a mean to keep things fresh. But thanks for coming to my TED Talk, and I hope to see you in the next one, although it won't be Ballistic, because in a couple of days here, it will be gone forever.
Beautiful. Oh my god. Maybe in the game. Oh, holy shit.